Like I was saying this last week, like ownership of the shit. You made it up on the spot, but you own the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the secret sauce really, is that ownership of the thing. Because
you know, and the thing, yeah.
If you don't believe in the thing, why would anybody
Absolutely.
else? Right?
Yeah, that's something is like Jason, the environment at which, like when he was playing, when he's just ripping that solo, there's something that, one, I allow to happen to me. So there's a big point. Two, he does to me with the way that he plays the guitar. It literally makes me embody like absolute fire. Like, and that being said, the first part about allow, let's, refer back to our whole first half of this conversation, grieving, all that, being receptive and vulnerable. I think I can access that part because I let it in. But man, when I'm on stage and there is an environment where we are in it, I go ape shit. Like I get unapologetically,
high.
Yeah, like fully in it, and it's just like give it to him, fuck, like come on. And he's so like chill. He's just a straight left brain, chill, super high IQ.
I'm at that point performing wise where it's like, I've had that that high of like the moment, and like comedy too. Like there's nothing quite like crushing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like really crushing, like being the best comic on a show kind of level crushing. Like that, it's like, and but at a certain point, it's like the highs. That was one of the crazy stories for me. The day my best friend died, that I found out he died the day before, but the day I found out, that night I went to the comedy club, and rest in peace to the Standing Room, which was like the sister club of the Stand in Union Square now. It was on Third Avenue, First Avenue, I don't know. But I wasn't even on the show, and it was like a weekend, so I didn't get booked on the weekend shows. I wasn't like on the pecking order at that point to get them. But like the GM was a homie, and he threw me up, and I went up, and I fucking killed, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like there was never more freedom on stage as a comedian than that night, in terms of like my best friend just died, and I don't give a fuck if any of you don't like me.
Yeah.
And my timing was tight. Like I've been doing sets, like multiple sets a night, like, and it was like, and it was so weird to kill and feel nothing. Like it was this weird thing. And it's like the relationship changed after that, with how doing well is great, but it's like that's where I try to like stay in that even keel place where, and because it also applies the other direction on a bad, because they're not always great sets. If you're a live performer, some of them don't always go to plan, and they're not, we all know, so.
Well, Kai and I were talking about that before the show, of like, I can't remember who was the person that had they read an article from something, and it was like specifically about, do performers, artists have a nervous system that's actually primed for success in the industry? Because a lot of it's just that haptic feedback from the crowd. And it's like, when that isn't on, when the stage lights aren't warm, are you frozen cold? And can you still find the ability to create? Can you still produce shows? Can you still do the work when no one's in the room?
Yes.
And that's a really interesting concept.
Can you still bring it 100?
Yeah.
For two people.
Yep.
Man. Well, there's those famous stories.
The same as you would for 200 people.
Yeah. Like the famous stories of like Chris Rock going to the Comedy Store in LA, and he'll show up at like 1 a.m. and there's no one there, and he'll do his set to literally 2 people. Yeah. And it's like, if you can get 2 people howling at 1 a.m, your material's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, can you put in that type of like tireless work to figure out what it is to get better? I think you can. It's just like, one, do you want it enough, and do you have the staying power? We talked about this earlier as well. Is like, I think
the emotional staying power.
Yeah, I think with this, a lot of things, it's like local sets is like had a nice little run of success here in like locally in the Austin community, which is very cool, and I'm very thrilled to be a part of that and to give back to the community, and it's great. But I mean, overall, if you look at it, it's an abysmal failure, because no one knows about it outside of Austin. Well, it doesn't make any money, but from a business perspective, but that side of it, it really doesn't matter. It's like, will you still continue to do the work when no one's looking? Will you still continue to put in the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of people quit, because they go, well, I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I'm not seeing the results. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't mean that you won't. And this gets back to what I was saying about the nervous system being primed. Can you just continue to do it? Because everyone's like, man, I've been playing like my buddy Micah Foster, who's I think the most talented acoustic guitar player I've ever seen play in my life. That guy is next level. He was just on the show the other night. And he was like, he was lamenting the fact that he's not further along in his career. And I was like, let me tell you about my fantastic flourish of failures over the last 30 years before you throw in the towel and get too frustrated and kick yourself for not being further.
Yes.
There's no finish line, and we don't know when it would happen. So that there's a big mind fuck there of like, when do you stop? When do you keep going? And I would just implore everybody, you got into music for a reason. There's a passion. There's something so strong in you that it can only come out in musical verse. That's how fucking strong that emotion is. So you wrote it for no other reason besides the fact to write it. So get back to that place where you're creating, where it's like, it doesn't matter if there's one person in the comedy club. You have a fucking spot that night, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have spots anymore because I'm not doing
I was
stand-up. I would love to do a show for one
somebody
fucking person.
Yeah.
that like he's the Hasslocker family, which is the people that own Jim's restaurants in San Antonio. There's a couple here, but and they have the Mine Shaft, which is in San Antonio, and it's like I got a band from there. But I was talking to the guy.
Band?
From the comedy club there. Have you been to the Blind Tiger before? I was just talking about. I started that room though, and I don't remember where I was going with this because I'm a little bit of weed, but it's one of those things.
One of those things.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying I haven't smoked weed, and I also forgot where I was going. No, I was saying that there's no stopping point to it, and you just have to keep going. And the passion that you have that got you into creating, regardless if it's an opportunity for one person or if it's opportunity to 1,000 people, like don't.
That's what I was going to say. I was doing shows for 2 people in that room. That's where I was trying to go.
Yeah.
Because it was like I was recollecting that to him yesterday.
Yeah.
About I was there when it was 2 people, and I was like, I learned how to do comedy in this room, and we started it because it was like there was nobody here, and now it's like a happening room every week is crowded. But I'm like, I was there at the beginning when it was tough going for a little while, but they kept at it, and you build something. And I was also gonna say, like, you have to be obsessed with a thing. You have to be, you have to love it.
Yes.
You have to fall in love, not with outcomes, but with process.
Yes.
And process is where you build and where you live.
Yep.
And our outcomes are just a byproduct of process.
Yeah, dude. Peter Dominguez, who's the lead guitar player for Dusty Mill and the Spurflowers, who's another vocalist that's like next level talented. We were talking about this on the show of like, what do you hope to get out of this? Is it like selling out Madison Square Garden? Whatever. Like, what are you hoping to get out of this? He said something rather prophetic. He's like, selling out Madison Square Garden, like you do that because of the output. Like the thing you've done is so great that
you get to Carnegie
that they call you
practice.
Yeah. It's like that's the move. So it's like, I feel like people forget that. It's like if you you'll get to that point because you've lost yourself in the work, and you've gotten so good that you become undeniable in that. And the output of like something like selling out Madison Square Garden is the output of you fucking killing and crushing your craft.
Yes.
And if you do get good enough and you do get to that next level, it will come. It just probably won't come in a timeline that you're.